Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the National Guard number 20 National Guard products 2525B, dark brown or brown. Is it dark brown? Yeah, it's more like a bronze color. I'd call it bronze myself. Silicone bulb self-adhesive gasketing. This is what coincidentally a 21-foot roll looks like. All other rolls would really look the same. If it was a longer than about a 25-foot roll, it's not going to come packaged like, like this. Would be my guess. Self-adhesive silicone type bulb gasketing is typically used as a smoke seal. Is what this stuff is really used for. Smoke control. You've got doors that are typically fire and smoke rated, or maybe just smoke rated, and this material from National Guard complies with that requirement of a listed product, a smoke approved product for a smoke required assembly like a door and a frame that you're going to see in a lot of applications. Hotel corridors, you'll see those constantly in applications like that. So the National Guard product, and I'll tell you, I'm familiar with a lot of products in terms of weather stripping, and I'm really impressed with this National Guard product for a couple of reasons. First, you get the impression that it is a durable item just when you touch it. But second of all, it's elegant. And what I mean by that is that's my way of saying I like it because it's small. It's not too obtrusive. It's not too overwhelming. And in the world of smoke gasketing, you're putting it on primarily because of code requirement. You don't really want to detract away from the operation of a door nor the aesthetics of a door either. And this material, in my opinion, complies with that. It feels extremely durable. When I touch it, try to stretch it, I get the impression this material will last, will be very long-lasting in its application and serviceable life. There's an image below this video to the size. You can see that it is indeed quite small. It is 3/8 wide and a 1/4 inch thick. Okay, 3/8, then 1/4 inch. Okay, self-adhesive back. And other than that, a lot of attaching this gasketing becomes, quite obvious. However, what you end up learning the first time you do it is that there are some things to do and not to do when you're installing it. And I've installed this material in a lot of applications, and some not even for what it's rated for. I've used it just to augment existing weather stripping. I've used it to help keep dust flow from a shop to a showroom setting, in addition to other weather stripping that's there, and just evidence of where the dust is being trapped on the door frame over time is proof that the material works. It's very inexpensive and it's easy to install. So back to the installation and some tips and tricks. There is a link below this video to the installation, but before we get to that, there is a link to what's called the product brochure, and that's nice because it shows you the 2525, the colors it's available in. You got your brown, although I would, I think of that as bronze because it would complement a mineral bronze or a dark bronze color very well. It could be brown. When I hold it up to my desk, my desktop is black. It has it certainly is closer to brown. Shows you the different colors it's available in: brown, charcoal, which is going to be a very dark color, white, and then tan. And those colors are going to complement basically every color that you're going to deal with, in my opinion. But it shows also its sister products, other items from National Guard in a one-page format that also comply with what you're potentially needing to comply with, and allows you to make a better decision. This material is smaller in its footprint when you compare it against National Guard's 50/50 material, which in my experience is actually more common than the 25/25. But nonetheless, this material is certainly something that I wouldn't preclude. The only thing that I would say is that, and this is just my opinion, the 50/50 material, I'm almost tempted to say has a thinner wall thickness, and I don't know if that's accurate or not. But that material you can easily compress and feel like even the tightest of margins, you would still be able to install this, and even if you had a 1/16 of an inch. Now this material also indicates that it actually does not indicate. Without knowing and without speaking to National Guard's technical support, I would not want to use this in anything smaller than a typical 1/8 inch gap or a 3/32 gap between the door and frame. If your margins are very, very tight, I would personally look to use the 50/50 material, but that's my opinion. And take it for what it's worth. Now, installation. Installation of this material is indeed straightforward. However, after you've done it once or twice, what ends up happening is you learn the best way to do it. The installation instructions below this video, the link, we'll go through it and then I'll throw my 2 cents in. Frame, the temperature of the frame must be at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Because you've got adhesive here, it's not from an engineering or chemistry standpoint, not really best suited to work on cold material. One thing that you learn really quick too is that the frame, clean the frame with the wipe that's provided. And believe it or not, you get a package of material cleaning, alcohol impregnated cloth or whatever this is made of, to clean the frame and leave it in a dust-free sort of situation. So clean frame with the clean wipe provided to remove dust, oil, grease, and dirt. Wax-coated or high-gloss painted surfaces may require roughing up of the surface with a Scotch-Brite pad or sandpaper to allow the adhesive to bond properly. That, to me, is a bit of common sense. If something you have is very smooth, you might want to rough that up just a little bit. The adhesive will have more surface area. Measure and pre-cut the pieces at the heads and jambs. Don't try to run it in a continuous length. That'll be a point of failure in the inside corners from the head and jambs. You're going to want to cut it and even miter the pieces, and then you'll be in real good shape. What I like to do is get the best miter I can at the top and then run it long, and then use a utility knife, something quite sharp that I can get a perfect clean cut at the bottom. Miter the heads as well. Start with the header is what I would do, and leave your legs long. Step 4, remove protective backing 1 to 2 feet at a time. I prefer using a shorter amount of length exposed with the backing pulled off because you don't want to unintentionally hit it, bump it up against something, and now you've got to pull it off. That could be a problem down the road. More importantly than that, in my opinion, is don't stretch it. You don't want the material taut. You want it in its natural state. You don't want to try to pull it because it will come back to its space overnight and it'll fail is the bottom line. Now, step 5, position on frame where illustrated, allowing approximately a 1/16 of an inch between the seal and frame for clearance when compressed. So basically all they're saying is don't bump this up tight against what you're installing it to, because when it compresses, it will get wider, as you can possibly see there. Okay, that's real key too. It will cause binding. Press firmly all the way without stretching it. Don't pull it off. Don't rub along the length. That's the warning. Gasket will stretch and not adhere properly. Make sure the seal does not impede with proper door operation, because that would be a violation of the fire code that this material is being used for. The only 2 cents I've got is make sure that frame is clean, really clean. No dust, no debris. It'll come the next day and it'll pop off in places. If the frame has been recently painted, wait a week. The paint's got to be completely cured. Work with a shorter length because you've got straight lines on the frame, your stops, your corners, everything. Any variation in applying the material, you'll see right away. I've seen very poorly installed material in hotels, and I thought that was unnecessary to do it so poorly. Working with a shorter length allows me to get it, better, and straighter on without working with this long length that if I slacken it a bit, it'll get a little loose and wavy on me. That's all I really have to say about the National Guard material. Now, they're a full-line manufacturer of all things smoke and gasket control related like this, but a comprehensive manufacturer of thresholds, weather stripping, perimeter gasketing, door sweeps, on and on. Material made of aluminum-based material, stainless steel-based material, architectural bronze, and they have a comprehensive line of metal vision frames for use in wood and steel doors as well. Any questions on the National Guard number 2525B, roll of silicone, self-adhesive smoke gasketing, or any other National Guard product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.